Welcome, everybody. Another Friday night. I hope everyone has been keeping well. You'll have to excuse me. I've been a little unwell this week. I can hear somebody back there. Maybe she's not going to join us. Welcome, everybody. I hope everybody is keeping well. Let me know. Oh boy, that's hot. Let me know if you can hear me. And let me know if everything is all right. Back for another design night. Well, continue working on with the City of Ilaria walls. Flattening those out in here in Illustrator. Getting the files ready for laser cutting. I did have some flattened files that I'd done in the past, but they were no good, so I need to come back and do them all again. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. Just you know, boring, mundane sort of work, and probably while we do that, given I'm not feeling fantastically well, we might put some YouTube on and watch something from my subscriptions, and you know, react to what other people out there in the community are doing, because tonight is going to be fairly mundane sort of work as we're going back and forward from these files in SketchUp. Excuse me. While we go back and forth from these files in SketchUp and Illustrator. So this is the 6-inch tower. If you're not sure what we are up to or what we're doing, we are playing around with. Let's come and change this. We'll go to screen capture instead. We are getting all of these wall sections, the city wall sections for the City of Ilaria models ready. That's what we're working on. Good evening, all. I hope everyone is well. Hey. Here once again is my co-host, my daughter Charlotte. How are you, sweetheart? Good. How's your week been? Good. Excellent. What have you been doing back there? I've heard you rustling around in the back of the game shop.
I was playing what's it called, Connect 4.
Playing Connect 4?
Yeah.
In front of the cupboard, down by the table?
Yeah.
Well, that's good fun.
But I didn't know it.
You were playing solo? Yeah, that's solo.
I was playing both though.
That's what I've been looking at the moment. Let's just quickly jump in here. I've set up...
Dad, can we play Monopoly or Uno?
Can we play Monopoly or Uno on Friday night? We've got some way better games than Monopoly and Uno.
Yahtzee. I always win at Yahtzee.
Yahtzee is a family favorite, and Mum's very, very good at it.
Oh man.
Let's just quickly switch. Is this working? Oh yeah, it is. So I've got set up at the moment. On my table at the back here. Oh yeah. Some of my tabula rasa desert buildings. Excuse me. Because quite keen to do some solo gaming. It's like Charlotte was sitting down there by the table playing Connect 4. I've been checking out Battlescape again for some modern solo gaming at home. Too many rulebooks. I was watching battle reports on YouTube for Spectre, and so I was looking through the Spectre rulebook, and then I remember I had Battlescape, so I thought I'd check that out for some solo gaming. So I've been playing around with that. Charlotte, what has happened in your week that's been amazing?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I could play with Holly more.
No craft projects?
No, not that.
Last week you were painting some stuff over there, remember?
I was.
Some unicorns and stuff?
Yeah, I saw that in my...
Haven't done anything this week?
I painted my nails. They're very bad because I don't...
Camera's here.
I didn't know the camera is here.
Yeah.
I painted my nails.
They're chipping off. We got to redo them.
Yeah, I painted them myself.
All right, well, we're just here for a quick intro tonight, aren't we?
Especially this head.
And then you've got to go upstairs for bedtime, don't you?
Yeah.
Because last time you chilled out with the whole stream. Given I'm not well, I'm not sure how long I'll stream for tonight. Yeah, so up into bed. I'm glad you had a good week.
Yeah.
Darling, it's 9:10. Remember? You said you could come on for the beginning of the stream and then at bedtime.
I said,
All right, we'll see how much a little bit's going to be. A little bit. 2 feet. Oh. Ah, boy. So I hope you've all had a good week. I hope you've had a chance to do some hobby work. You know, whether it's painting or some reading of some rule books or some reading of some lore or something like that. I hope you've had a chance to enjoy your hobby. Let's jump into the next model here. So we've done this 6-inch one here. This is every time I jump between SketchUp and Illustrator, I forget the hotkeys and stuff. This is real rough. You can see stuff is highlighting weirdly, and we'll just cut this as a prototype. A lot of this needs to be redrawn. A lot of the arches you can see here, when the arches come across from SketchUp, the way that SketchUp draws circles and arches and curves and stuff is not fantastic. So a lot of that will need to be redrawn for the production plates. And you can see, you know, there's a lot of mess here. You know, look at all of this hoo-ha in here. We're getting nice and close. All of this hoo-ha is hoo-ha. All of these extra lines and all these extra anchor points, we just don't need all of this. This is just SketchUp being weird.
it's not even connected.
No, it's not connected. It's doubled up. There's extra lines. So we'll clean all of that up later. The purpose that I want to try and get done tonight. We'll see how long we stream for. We'll see how long we stream for before I give up. But I am going to be sitting here anyway, so I thought, we might as well go ahead with the stream. How is everybody? Let me tune in with the chat. What's been going on? You've just read the whole chat. You're always very good with the chat.
If I had likes, I should be in chat. Before the chat.
You should be my chat administrator. My ad moderator.
Can I, Dad?
Hmm?
Can I?
Yeah, so who's in the chat? Read out who's in the chat. Solvix is here. Titan Wargaming. How's Drubal?
What's that?
How's Drubal?
Oh. Did you say Solvix?
I did say Solvix. Grendel NZ is here in the chat. Welcome all. I'm glad that you can hear me. Audio sounds good.
Titan Wargaming. There's nothing yet.
Titan Wargaming's here. Grendel NZ says, good to see you again. Thanks for the discount last time. Helped offset the brutal Oz New Zealand postage and for sending it out quickly.
Dave's mini...
Alan.
Menagerie.
Menagerie. Yeah, it's an interesting word, that one. Menagerie means a collection of animals. Or if there's someone who can actually look up what menagerie means, you can post it in the chat. But that's what I think. A menagerie is a collection of animals. You're very welcome. It was great to be able to drop that. It got used by 7 or 8 people, so a handful of people took advantage of that discount that we had in the design night happy birthday stream last week. All right, well, 5 more minutes and you got to get up into bed, sweetheart. Okay? Can't stay up like you did last time. Solvik says, I've been looking for a castle to build. Well, soon we will have one good to go. That's the 6-inch tower done. That's the 6-inch here. That's the tower. Cool, let's save this. We'll open up the 12-inch tower. We'll take a copy. I've already got files of, all of these things here from last time. City wall, arched wall, ruined, flat. So it's a matter now of deciphering what's current and what's not current, and then just amalgamating things. Like this file here is my master. This is where we've been doing all our work and playing around and stuff. And so we'll take this 12-inch tower, we'll paste it into this 12-inch file here. Yeah, you can see the one that's in here is the old version that had the firing of the arrow slits in it. that we got rid of last time. So we'll stick that in there. I wonder, yeah, we'll have to redo some of this brickwork. Actually, we might just be able to get away with... no. It's these files are so badly dodgy. All right, Titan War Gaming in the chat says, my kids are wanting more Tyranids to paint. Might make them my army for 40k, for Arc 40k next year. Oh, that tea is really good. Some honey tea or something like that would be great. That's just regular black tea. Can you get some milk? Sure. I've always wanted to do a Tyranid army. I'm not a 40k player and I'm unlikely to ever play 40k, but it'd be great to have a Tyranid army simply because, I think they'd be fun and interesting to paint. I'd use a lot of glazes and all that sort of stuff. I could foresee it happening fairly quickly, kind of like my Necron project was. I think they just look cool. I had one many years ago, but I got rid of it in the great 40k purge, a decade or so ago. Oh. Solvik says, good at negotiating. She is. She's an absolute terror. She's a night owl like me, and if we don't make sure she gets in bed, she'll just be up for hours and hours and hours. It is a weekend though, so I've been building Gundam models. It's my hobby now since I can do it in bed. Gundam models. There's the guys at Preach Vapor who share the front section of the warehouse with us now. They have their shop there, their vape shop. One of the guys that works there, Billy, was putting together some Gundam stuff a couple of weeks ago. I've never really been into it, but it's a pretty, intense, subculture right there. A massive hobby just in itself. Let's get back into some of this while we're going through the chat. Yeah. Grendelan says, I had this same negotiation 4 hours ago, 7 p.m. with two toddlers trying to convince us they wanted to stay up later. Well, yeah, I'm really bad with Charlotte. Normally she will get her way. Simply because I'm up and, it's great fun to, have cuddles and play around and, watch, movies and Stargate SG-1 and, I can indoctrinate her a little bit. All right, we just need to grab this wall here. I wonder if we can just clean up these files here. But yes, it's now getting quite late, so it's time for bed. All right, we don't need an arrow slit in here, right? Well, let's just clean up this one while we're here. We don't need that arrow slit. We don't need this arrow slit. And then hopefully we don't have to reflatten this whole model. We can just get away with this stuff here. Dave's Mini Menagerie says, I've been painting Malifaux this week. Nuna collection of wild animals kept in captivity for exhibition. A strange or diverse collection of people or things. Some other specimen in the television menagerie. Well, there we go. A noun. A collection of... Hey, Charlotte. You making a hot chocolate? Just warm milk? So a menagerie. Yeah, there's your arms in Dad's stream now. Here we go, Charlotte. So Dave's Mini Menagerie says a menagerie. It's a noun. A collection of wild animals kept in captivity for exhibition. A strange or diverse collection of people or things. There we go. Cams and Peas joined us in the chat. Good afternoon. Good evening. How are you? Thank you once again for dropping in. It's great to have you here last week. We are still working on the City of Ilaria models. This time we're taking them from SketchUp and flattening them out to take them into Illustrator so we can get them ready.
Milk is fine, but warm.
You should stand on this side so you can read the chat. Then they can see you drinking your milkses. All right. Time for you to go to bed. You can say goodnight to the chat. Some of these names you'll be recognizing now. Tamsin P was here last week. Titan Wargaming was here last week.
Yeah.
Solbridge was here last week. Grendel NZ was here last week. Get out of here. Go to bed. Good night, sweetheart.
I'm gonna finish my book down here.
Go, 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 go. What a cutie. Titan Wargaming says, I'm going to name the list. Kids Nids. Good night, Charlotte. Well, Titan Wargaming has said goodnight to you, and Solvix has said goodnight to you. Yeah, okay. You can read the rest in the morning. So yeah. So that's all we're doing. You can see here I had a flattened version of this file that had the arrow slits in it, so I'm just going through now and removing those arrow slits and cleaning things up. And then we'll have to, when we get into this properly later on, we will have to, redo all of this line work in Illustrator anyway, because straight out of SketchUp like this, it's super badly optimized and, you know, yeah, just not good, so. Off you go, sweetheart. It's time to go to bed, please. I wonder what some of this is. We need some references. Why is the brickwork different down the bottom there? Well, because it was never finished properly on the model in the first place. We should probably take this model here. So, oh, look at this! My StreamPot is happening in there. Let's scroll back up in the chat. It says we have a table now for Gundam War games. It's been good for a younger player since no paint means they can get on games as soon as they're built. Yeah, for sure, definitely. And they're cool articulated models and stuff, right? You can pose them. Tamsin P says, I've been prepping and assembling some MDF kits from TT Combat for my Judge Dredd and General Sci-Fi collection. I might jump into the Discord in a minute. Actually, let's try this. Yeah, so that chatbot from Stream Elements, I've played around with on and off, excuse me, over the years. Because, you know, it's got some cool features. I wonder if this will work. Like I had set it up to hopefully be able to do stuff like that. You know, post that exclamation mark. Oh, it worked! Exclamation mark in Discord. So when someone asks me what the Discord channel is, I can never remember. I can never find the link. So I can, you know, post up in there, you know, that exclamation mark Discord, and it will throw up the link for you to go and join the Discord. Not that it's a very active place, or I do a lot there. Sometimes people ask about it and I can never find the link. So I set up the Stream Elements to do that sort of stuff. Titan Wargaming says, I've been re-watching Stargate Atlantis this week. It's one of my comfort shows. Well, you know, that's super funny because I've been re-watching Stargate SG-1. It got moved from Stan to MGM. Let's get back inside here and clean this up. Because you know, MGM is the license holder, and they have their own streaming service on Amazon now. So I had to subscribe to MGM if I wanted to keep watching it, and so we've done that. I've been slowly consuming my way through the episodes there. I may have set up OBS to screen capture and record them, so after my 7-day free trial is done, you know, I can, you know, bail. We'll see what happens. All right. This is never the fun part, you know, designing the models and playing around and, you know, all of that cool fun stuff. That's fun and exciting. when you actually have to start now flattening things and getting them ready for 1, 2, 3, getting them ready for production, or 1, 2, 3, it's very, very boring stuff. Hamzin P says, imagine an imaginary menagerie manager managing an imaginary menagerie. I'll have to show Charlotte that one. She loves those sorts of tongue twisters. Joshua Harrower is here in the chat. Hey Viv, been building up a table of your City of Ilaria terrain. Really love the kits and look forward to more stuff you bring out for it. Yeah, definitely. I've got a bunch of stuff that I'd love to drop into that range. Obviously these walls and stuff that we're working on at the moment. These city walls, but I'd like to take, actually, I don't know if we've got them. The ruined versions of the kits in here. No, these are just all the intact ones. I want to take some of the second floor ruins from the existing model and make them available as standalone. Relatively little work involved in doing that, but it adds a whole bunch of extra pieces of terrain that can sit at ground level that are ruined, because most of the ruins have a relatively intact first floor and then a ruined second floor. Yeah, I was going to go ahead and go search those ruins and open them up, but you know, one thing at a time. Let's slowly get through. Oh, hey, who was in the chat last week talking about roads, right? So so I've spent a little bit of time playing around with roads. Actually, this might be a great time for a, you know, perfect, you know, segue into, you know, completely different things than what we should be doing. Started playing around with roads. So these road sections here, this is a 6-inch, hang on, wait, can you see what I'm doing? Let me get up my OBS onto the here on the right screen to just make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, okay, well, cool, we're on the same page. So this is a 12-inch by 6-inch section with 1-inch, you know, gutters on it. So essentially those pieces are, you know, these things here, right? So you can glue some curbs on, which gives you a 4-inch, you know, road section. Is that wide enough a 4-inch road? Obviously you can do these in different you know, dimensions, but as a standard, you know, 6 inches all over, a 1-inch sort of curb section, and that you can, you know, you could round this off if you wanted to, you know, file this back, sand it back, so you had a, you know, a lumpy edge on the side of the dirt road or something like that. Or these could be a hard concrete edge for your, you know, your foot traffic. I will probably put you know, some scoring in and some line work, divided by 13. So you'll get pieces like that. You can glue them on. 1.8 mil base layer, 3 mil, you know, curb layer. So that has also been happening. Whoever asked about roads last week, that is also happening here. And you see, I've got this shape here. I don't know why it's showing weird. This shape here was like a road with a car park section in it. This is your T section, 4-inch road, 4-inch road. This is your T, you know, going back and forward, back and forward. But this one, you know, a car parked off to the side or a van or something like that. Then your crossroads. You could glue in the middle of this crossroads, you know, say a 90 by 90 mil base. I think that goes, still fits quite nicely in the middle, and then you've got a roundabout, or one-way roundabout, one-lane roundabout. So, you know, options and stuff there. So I'll play around with these roads as well. But again, I digress and segue. It is not what we should be actually working on. What we are working on is getting the rest of these models flattened. So what has been happening out there in YouTube land, people? What is out there? What's good to watch right now? I haven't really been watching too much hobby stuff these days. The last week or so, most of what I've been watching has actually been Star Citizen content. Oh, which I've been playing a fair bit of. You know, I think I mentioned it in the last stream. So what's out there that's worth watching? Kardashians. Throw me some suggestions in the chat. Topic says they are fully able to be posed, which is so cool for big units. Yeah, and you know that's one of the cool things about the Gundam models is that you get that flexibility with their, you know, more advanced engineering than you'd get, you know, in terms of being a plastic kit than you'd get with you know, a wargaming kit. That must be in the outside wall. This is the inside wall. I think if we go in here and we get rid of this. This is a flattened model already, okay. We get rid of that arrow slit, which is a... okay. What is this piece? What is this piece? Tamsin says, just a note that tongue twister I posted was on a repeat of QI last night. How good is QI? I haven't watched it for ages, but my wife and I absolutely love it. It's such a good show. Oh man, I must put some of that on again. Titan says the Discord isn't super active, but it's a great group of people. I didn't have Stan, but we'll watch it on Amazon. Need to watch Origins. I never got into any of the wider, you know, Stargate sort of stuff. I did get into Atlantis for a little bit. It took a little bit to get into it, and just as I was really getting into it, they finished up, and I was like, ah, crap, you know. Anyway, I still have the SG-1 to go back on, right? So it said I didn't even know you had a Discord. I don't really use it. We'll jump in there shortly and see what's been going on. I'm really, you know, not a Discord person. You know, I don't hang out in the, oh man, that Streambot's, what is it chucking out? See, I've obviously set that Streambot up to do something, because it's spamming out some stuff. We'll follow that up in just a minute. Bobic says 4-inch for me would, be good for me. 4-inch roadway would be great for some roads. For a main road, 6 to 8 inches might be good enough. Yeah, exactly. And you know, if I just come back to excuse me, let's go back to the main camera. We'll go into this version of OBS and bring up the roof cam. So on this table here, I wonder if you'll still be able to hear me if I wander away for a second. You know, when you have a road, it'd be fairly wide, so, you know, I imagine some small foot traffic and stuff around here, but, you know, some road sections through here. Yeah, I think 4 inches would be the minimum you'd want to have, and then for like a you know, a 1-lane sort of road each way, and then, you know, yeah, much larger, 6 inches or so for a wider road. Trying to make sense of the pieces here. I'm not sure where these pieces come from. Let's get rid of that model. Got that piece, I've got that piece. I'm not sure what this is for. I think we'll just leave that on there, and let's come back to our model. We'll come back to it. I don't know what this piece here is for. We'll leave it on there, sort it out later on. Grendel NZ. Does that work for me? The straight road can double up as a river piece as well once you just sand over the score path, or you could easily change. Yeah, exactly. If we jump back into that, this roads. I wanted, I'm not finished with this. I do want to make sure that it can be as versatile as possible while still being usable. So these pieces that get attached to the sides will be scored on one side. If you don't want it, you could just flip it over and texture over it with some modeling compound or something like that if you wanted to do dirt roads. I probably won't do any engraving on the road piece itself. No lines or anything like this, because, well, I guess if you're going to texture over it, right, you could texture over it. I don't know, you let me know. Would it be useful to have? I would like the road sections to be useful for more than just, road sections. So if they could be used for dirt tracks or stuff like that, or for river sections. Would it be useful if I marked road markings and stuff on the MDF itself, just engraved it in there, so that if you wanted to use it for that specific purpose, it's good to go? And if I did that, would it be a big problem then for those people that wanted to use the same set of roads to put some, sand the edges off and add some compound and, put some rocks and stuff along the edges, put some compound or filler on this road section to make a dirty, muddy roadway? Would it be a problem if this engraving was there? I don't think it would be a problem because you're going to cover it up. Let me know. If I can get away with just producing, one set of files for a product that kills, a couple of birds with one stone, then I'd very much prefer to do that. You let me know on the roads issue again. There we go. Putting it shut up here. What is this this bot doing? A cheap bastard only buys milk when it's 50% off. Like, but it's free and we don't sell milk. Fucking hell, more than you know. Shit, that's late night stuff that I've been setting up there at some point in Stream Elements. I vaguely remember writing that was probably over a year ago. A cheap bastard only buys milk when it's 50% off. The like button is free and we don't sell milk. Clicking it helps more than you know. I like that one. Want to support the channel and Knights of Dice? Check out the web store for loads of cool terrain and accessories. Okay, so we've got some, some shill stuff happening in my stream bot. Well, like I said last week, I couldn't do any of this stuff if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you very much for your support. We'll let my chat bot spam out some crap every now and then. Solvik says, I've been looking for roads as well. I really need them. Well, like I said last week, so many people have asked me about the roads that I probably should do something about it. Instead of going, oh, yeah, well, they can just cut them out of some cardboard or foam board or, whatever themselves. I should probably just make them and get them done. Tamsin says 4 inches might be a bit narrow for 2 lanes. Yeah, I think so. This distance here obviously is going to be quite short. 53 centimeters. Maybe 5 inches, 2.5 each side. But yes, I think I'll do different widths. And then when I do different widths, I'll make some sections that join, onto these sections. Like man, every time I switch programs, I forget all the short keys. It, takes a couple seconds, and then, things slowly start, getting back to, normal. So I'll make reducing pieces and expanding pieces, so this 4-inch road can branch out into a couple of different roads or a wider road and stuff like that. That's coming up further down the track once we get these wall sections done. Normally I'll give everything here a color in SketchUp, just a material color, just so that when I bring it into Illustrator, I can have a little bit more control over the layers. just delete that. Well, I've done a couple of tests now, and for COVID, they've all been negative, which has been great, but I keep on getting all these bloody hot and cold chills and stuff, and I was feeling really good yesterday. Then yeah, but woke up this morning, my throat was all stuffed again, and anyway, let's send this for development. Here is it to learn City Valaria. City walls. What are we working on? A 12-inch wall. 12-inch wall. City wall flat. Export save. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that's the job done in SketchUp. Where's that file? The EPS. This one here. Let's drag this into. All right, now for some reason I can't remember why or what's going on. You can see here in Illustrator, everything is either is a black stroke. All this engraving work, as well as the perimeter of cut lines and stuff, is black. They should be two different colors, because that way I can select, with the direct selection tool, this outside line and select all of those lines, select same stroke color, and then delete them. But for some reason, all the lines are coming out as black, so now I've got to mess around for a little while. Which is why I was saying earlier on tonight, I might watch some YouTube if I can stop myself from fucking talking. Because now this is really boring, mundane sort of stuff here. So if you've got any suggestions for things I should check out, let me know. Oh boy. All right, so by default, SketchUp does some weird things here. And sometimes we have to deal with them, and sometimes we don't. It just depends on the kit. And I haven't done this for ages. I might have to have a chat with Scott next time he comes in and say, hey, listen, dude, I've forgotten how to do this. Can you show me how to do this again? He pops in every now and then to the studio to come and check on his printers and stuff. All right, we can get rid of this line here. Get rid of this line here. No. You can see here if I just group this and we just move this out of the way for the moment. Let's just cut it out of the way. You can see here all of these extra anchor points along here. All of this stuff that SketchUp is, these are all the remnants of how lines have been, cut and chopped and changed in SketchUp. Every time lines intersect, it cuts that line and creates a new anchor point. We don't need all of this. This is all excess stuff that just, slows the production of the kit down, because instead of, the laser running from this anchor point across to this anchor point, it goes like Morse code across all these little dots. And you'll be able to recognize it on some of our kits that we haven't optimized, is that you'll see the laser burns where it goes where it jumps from dot to dot. The laser is literally connecting the dots, and the more dots there are, you can see them. There's like a pulse. The laser pulses as it stops and starts. So sometimes you'll see that on some of our kits, and where we haven't optimized them, and sometimes you won't. It just it's a matter of laziness, really, coming through and cleaning up all these files. So again, not something I'm retroactively going to go back and fix up in older kits, but it's something I try to keep an eye out as we move forward. So for right now, this will be fine for prototyping, and just so I can finish the concept and get everything else ready that needs to be checked off, and then I'll come back and clean up all this artwork and stuff. depends on how well Job Controls, which is Trotec's proprietary software, how well its auto optimization runs when I process this, because it will auto optimize the file itself, excuse me. So we'll see how good a job it does, and if I need to come back and fix it up afterwards, I will. Let's come back. Okay, where are we? Let's scroll back up in the chat. We're talking about the stream elements. Dave's Mini Menagerie says, I've been enjoying Moon Knight. Is that the channel? That we were talking about channels for checking out on the old YouTube, Moon Knight? I like all the Stargate says Solvix. I never got into Universe. Never got into that. I just couldn't, yeah, it just didn't feel right. Good evening, Brett Simpson. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've been keeping well. Nate Miniatures is also here in the chat with us. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Oh. Hasdrubal says, is that piece a flaw? Which piece? Yeah, it's that piece. It shouldn't be. I've got a feeling it was the same piece as this one here, but I don't know why. Yeah. I don't need it. Front wall, back wall, front facade, back facade, walkway, underside top lip, rail, outside top facade detail, inside facade detail, wall end, wall end. Yeah, I don't know what that piece is. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. We'll see when we finish laying everything up here in Illustrator and we cut it next week. We'll find out what that piece is. But for the moment. So we just need to sadly go through and manually do a lot of this removal of line work and stuff, and setting up these lines with their appropriate weights and colors. So when we do a nice deep scoring line, we use 10251.0 as the color. It's a light brown, and 0.001 weight. That will tell the laser to use a certain level of power. And that level of power and speed that the laser operates at results in a wider, more fatter scoring line, because the laser is actually cutting a little bit out of focus. So instead of being super sharp, it's a little bit out of focus, so the watt line is a little bit wider. Release the compound paths and group that. All right, let's group all of that together. That's one shape done. Hooray! Tamsin C says, maybe do grey board templates for doing road markings. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was actually looking up some straw board supplies yesterday, actually, for making templates and stuff, and maybe for even having a look at using it to produce kits as a replacement for MDF, or in addition. I'm not sure. Playing around with the idea of having, proper box sets of components, cardboard components, much lighter. They cut faster, so things are cheaper. Look at this mess in here. It's so, anyway. So yes, I was looking at that last night, funnily enough. Let's cut that out of there. You can see here, if I come back in here again, you can see all those anchor points here. This should be a smooth curve through here. So we need to redraw all of this stuff in Illustrator. But for the meantime, just for the, getting things signed off, we will leave all of that there. And like I said before, once, Job Control does its optimization, we'll come back and go, okay, well, we need to fix it up. You can see there's a whole bunch of crap in here. I don't know what all of this stuff is, but remnants from SketchUp. And you know, there's some weird things going on in here. SketchUp does some weird things sometimes. See, I don't know what this is about. Weird. I love you, SketchUp. You're a freak. Ah. Grendel NZ says engraving is fine as it can just be flipped. Yeah, so if you missed that, we were talking about the roads and you know, trying to have this kit as versatile as possible. So I can score this stuff on there, and if people you know, don't want that on there, they're not doing a city or an urban road, they can texture over it. Ulrich says it would be fine for me to have the engraving. For me, I'd find it very useful, but I would be fine without as well. Dave's he's stuck in. I'm working from home today, so it's nice to have the stream in the background. I do enjoy having a stream on in the background. Just listening to someone rabbiting away, you know, there's a comforting feeling. Who was I talking with recently, or was I mentioning about it on the stream, about doing hobby work with other people? It always feels very different when there's other people around. For some reason, you know, it can be a little bit more comforting to know that there's you know, other people around to, you know, do things with, and encourage you to paint and you know, share those hobby times outside of, you know, the typical gaming that we might do when we catch up with people. I was talking with someone about that recently. Oh, let's chuck a what the? Let's chuck this in here. What this is about? Whoa. Weird. Yeah, so painting individual lines and stuff like that is not a great way to detail. The laser will remember all of this. Anyway, I've been through that enough. Boring, boring. All right. Oh. Grendel says it might be too narrow for a 40k vehicle, but for all my dread stuff or model cars for zombie games, etc., it's the right width. Yeah, that's the challenge, right? You know, between, you know, 40k having a much larger scale and trying to keep things, you know, relatively diversified so that, you know, I don't know what SketchUp is doing here. This is super weird. We'll ignore that for the moment. Yeah, between them having the larger scale and, you know, trying to keep things. I've lost a piece. No, I cut it out of there and then we overwrote it. Overwritten. We got to go back. We got to go back. There it is. Wait, okay, we need this piece. Cut that out of there. Let's just put this line back in. We'll clean this up later. We just need this real rough, just for prototyping. Paste that and send it to the back. Arrange, send it back. This. Alright, we don't need this line around here. This is a cut line. You might as well clean this up. This is just laser wasting time doing this stuff. Solvik says I've been watching old anime retrospectively recently. Yeah, I must get back into some old shows. I'm not a huge explorer of new stuff. a creature of habit sometimes. Started watching the extended edition Lord of the Rings again. They've got it back on Netflix. It goes in and out, in and out, in and out of Netflix and Stan, and so it's back on Netflix or back on Stan at the moment. I can't remember which one it is, but it's not the extended edition, and there's a fairly considerable difference between, you know, the theater version and the extended edition. But after watching it enough on YouTube, I kind of just, you know, fell back into the theater edition. Until something happened. I can't remember. I must have been watching something on YouTube or got all Lord of the Rings inspired, and I was like, man, I should be watching the extended edition. You know, fuck this theater edition. I've got the amazing extended edition right there on the shelf. Put it on. And so I've been watching that again recently. All right, that's that. Cool. Let's paste that back in place. Wow. Really? Let's group that. Send this to the back. All right, there we go. Why now are they still not grouped? Topic says Moon Knight is Marvel series on Disney Plus, I think. Okay, cool. I've never really got into any of that, you know, the Marvel or the DC, you know, universe shows and stuff. I've managed to stick clear of most of that stuff. Doing some weird stuff. Like, you know, all these extra anchor points down here. It sucks to have to come back and, you know, fix that up, but after, you know, all these years, you know, we haven't found an alternative to how SketchUp exports out its, you know, arches. Okay, so this needs to be, yes, we can use the eyedropper to select the same as that. Cool. Paste. Actually, no, we don't need that at all. What is going on? We don't need this at all. This is just a facade piece. Oh boy. Moon Knight on Disney Plus. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, the Marvel show makes me kind of interested in some sort of Egyptian themed minis. Oh really? Okay. Well, now this is getting a bit more interesting. Moon Knight. Shall we do a quick let's do a quick Google. Moon Knight. Right, so is this the one? This the one? I'll check it out. Yeah, the reason my interest was piqued then because, you know, the Egyptian themed minis. I'm very keen to get a couple of extra Egyptian themed minis to act as the Goa'uld for my collection of Stargate miniatures. Oh man. Right. Mildly annoying having to come back and clean up all this stuff. Shut up. Don't talk about it and it won't be so painful. Oh. And this headache. Just had so much Panadol. It just won't go away. I've done several tests for COVID and they've all been negative. So, you know, that's a good thing. I'm not sure what's going on with the artwork here. why it is appearing like that. While there's that, why is there that gap there? There we go. We can see that that gap is there because there is a trim piece that goes on there. Perfect. All right, nothing to worry about. So that should be there. All right, let's highlight all this. No, I gotta cut this out of here. Group that. We'll make it all brown line for a deep engrave. There we go. That's that. That's that. Oh, slowly getting there. City Villaria. 12-inch walls. And these 12-inch walls. Yeah. Wow. Save. Oh, so nothing terribly thrilling happening tonight. Nate says his prints came out great. I was looking up the other day. My Jupiter, my Elegoo Jupiter that I backed on Kickstarter last year should be coming out at some stage, soon in April. They had their staggered, their waved releases. And I was looking that up on Kickstarter yesterday. Day before? Wondering where is my printer? And then, reading through comments and stuff, and they were saying, the COVID situation in China has caused a 6 to 8 week delay on things getting, done there. So that was kind of a bit of a bummer. I'm looking forward to that printer arriving. It'd be nice to, we can get rid of all of this. The only thing we need to keep is that brickwork. This can all go. This can all go. I'm looking forward to having a hobby level printer. Release the compound parts and group that. Yeah, having a hobby based printer, because the Form 2s are just too expensive to run. So I'm looking forward to that arriving. That'd be good. Where's my spam bots? Spamming stuff out again. Go back up. Chat. Tamsin P in the chat says grey board is good for things like roof tiles, shingles, door and window frames, basically anything that should be thinner. Then you can do with MDF. Yeah, for sure, definitely. We do use some of it on some of our kits as a very thin trim detail. I know that some of the what are they called? Waterfront range. The Century City waterfront range, the carousel and stuff. They use some of that componentry. We'll let that load out. I don't know why we need to go look at that. We don't. Something has happened here. I think there's a line missing here. We will have to come back and check it. We will have to come back and check it. Who loves a good musical? At the back. What's going on? Cut that out of there. Paste it in here. Oh, I see what's happened. Who loves a good musical? I love a good musical. If you can group that together. If you can recommend, let's release those compound parts and group that. If you can recommend some good musicals to me in the chat, that'd be amazing. Love a good musical. I could easily use a load of shingles. I hate cutting them. That's another thing that people have asked me about many, many times before. And in fact, is actually something that I have made and we actually have files for. Again, another one of those things that I haven't released. 7 or 8, 9 different types of shingles and roof tiles. Cut from 1mm box board. So it kind of has a furry sort of texture to it. But we never released them. All these things that people ask me for. I keep on saying, so many people have asked me for these things, but have I done anything about it and actually released those products for that people are asking for? No. I should probably get that done. I need to put the fan back on again. Look at my spam bot message. Splitting it off. Melbourne based. Check out the Axes and Hours Gaming Club. And come play games every Wednesday at the Thornbury Bowls Club. Sponsored by Knights. And then it started a new line of dice. I must go and fix that up. Nate's prints came out great. Another 6 more full plates to go. Yeah, I'm very keen to. I've been backing a few Kickstarters, Patreons. Specifically ones from Mebry Miniatures and some other Lord of the Rings ones. And I was chatting with Scott yesterday saying I might use your statin at the studio. I'll buy some resin and stuff to print out some of those Patreons miniatures, because some of them look absolutely fantastic. And I'm very much looking forward to being able to print those off. Hopefully my printer, my Jupiter is not too far away. Let's paste that back in. What have people got planned for the weekend? Let me know what you got planned for the weekend. So he says Lord of the Rings I should watch again as well. Yeah, it's been on a fairly solid rotation. The theater edition on Netflix, but only recently have I got the box set off the box set off the shelf and started watching the extended edition as well. Tamsin P says a few companies are doing shingle and tile strips now. In the UK, you have Sarissa, Warbases, Charlie Foxtrot. I didn't catch where Neil on Real Train Hobbies got his from. Yeah, you can get them from a few people, not me, because I make products and don't release them. Or I use them on my own product projects and go, oh, I'll release this at some stage. Fucking idiot. Alright, the chat's zipped past again. There we go. I love a good musical. Let's go back up. Matthew Gross says no fever. Yeah, just today, not yesterday, just today I've been getting hot and cold and stuff. I've done a couple of tests for COVID now and they've all been negative. So I must have just, I don't know, I must have picked up some bug or something. If you're sounding a lot like me when I had COVID, I hope it isn't. Yeah, well, I hope it isn't either. But like I said, I've done a couple of tests. Matthew Gray says, Viv, we met at the shop a couple of weeks ago. I'm an ED nurse. Most of the new COVID feels like a cold. A bit like you look now. Well, we keep getting these rat tests and stuff from the school, so... Did one day before yesterday. And another one this morning. I might have to, finish up here shortly. How long have we been rambling for? I did say I was just going to chill out and maybe watch some YouTube while I go about doing this this very unsatisfying and mundane work of flattening and preparing files for laser cutting. Arrange, send this to the back. But that so far hasn't seemed to happen. All right, where are we? We're going to take off all of those ones. All these ones and this one. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do another test tomorrow. I don't know how. I haven't gone to do a PCR test. And I have had a few friends say to me that they've done rat tests and they've been negative. And then they've gone and done a PCR and it's been positive. So maybe I should do that. I haven't been in the studio much this week, obviously. Still tried to get in and get the orders out of the way, but I haven't been milling around. Oh, what is this about? Haven't been milling around there for a long time. Let's put that back. Okay, that's looking fine. Let's cut that out of there. Just take all of this. Make it the same as this one. Turn the tab key off. And send it to the back. We can grip it. Musicals, not a musical, but Metal Lords is great. Okay, Metal Lords is cool. Encanto on Disney Plus is my new favorite musical. Charlotte absolutely loves it, her and her friends. I love all of those Pixar, you know, all the animation movies, all the Disney stuff. I love all of that stuff. Kim's not a massive fan of it, so I love to sit down and just watch that stuff by myself. I've watched Moana more times than I can remember. In fact, I might watch it after this stream. So that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, let's go and miss. Campaign Train says, yep, I'm waiting on a laser. It is shipped, but only as far as the shipping company's warehouse. China is seriously backlogged. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that printer arriving. So once they start to get things out again, it'll be nice. I enjoyed Hamilton on Disney as well. Did we watch Hamilton recently? I'll have to look that up too. Thank you, Ivan, that suggestion. Please do roof shingles ASAP. Saves me from having to either make a stack by hand or making files to cut on my cry cut. Matthew Grew says, pity just bought about 20 sets from Foreground. Otherwise, would have liked yours. It's all good, man. Foreground is got some great specials on at the moment. Tamsin says, plans for the weekend. I should be heading down to my sister's tomorrow for a late celebration of my birthday. Well, congratulations and happy birthday, Tamsin P. Thank you so much for popping in continuously with all my streams. And tuning in for what's going on. Your support has been amazing. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. I hope you have a fantastic time. Olovsky in the chat says, hi Viv, I know this will be like blasphemy, but I never got into Lord of the Rings. I'm more of a Mad Max / Star Wars fan. I really wanted, let's figure out what we got going on here. I really wanted the Star Wars Legion game to be amazing. Why are some of these different line weights? I really wanted Star Wars Legion to be amazing because I love Star Wars as well. I'm not much for the new stuff, like all the Marvel stuff, and I just haven't kept up with all of that stuff. My Star Wars experience is, the original films, and to a lesser extent, but a greater extent than the recent stuff. The next three in the trilogy, the prequels. I haven't watched a lot of the extended universe sort of stuff, but I wanted Star Wars Legion to be amazing. Let's put that back in. We don't need any of that. Let's cut that back out. Let's clean up all of this. Can all go. This is all cut line. Put that in, send it to the back. So I wanted that to be an amazing game, but there just seems to be too much administration for me. I really would love to be able to play in that universe with I think a slightly lighter rule set. Okay, we can cut that out of there. Let's make all of this the same as this over here, which is a nice brown color, which gives us a good deep engraving, good wide engraving line, not necessarily deep, but wide, which is nicer sometimes for brickwork because then we can rub chalk and stuff into it rather than just using a regular engraving line, one that's very sharp. We use pure red for that, and 255 00. This color, the 1025110, on our lasers, on our Trotex, gives a nice wide line, which you can then rub some pigment powders and chalks and stuff into the brickwork to help simulate mortar and That type of stuff. So it's not blasphemy at all. It's not blasphemy at all. It's just a, you know, a different preference, right? You know, I've always been a fantasy person, but if there was a good Star Wars game, then yes, I'd definitely be having some miniatures for it. Every now and then I go through, you know, these periods where I'm like, oh, I should, you know, just buy some to paint, and then I'm like, oh yeah, and then I've got to get into the game, and then, nah, just buy some to paint, and I'm like, oh, and then I've got to get into the game, and that keeps on occurring, you know, every now and then. Maybe I should just get some, paint them, put them on the shelf. I've got a whole bunch of 40k stuff sitting on the shelf that I'm never going to play with. So why can't I have some? Send that to the back. Okay, that's all of that line work. This is all covered up by other stuff. That's that. That's that. That's that. Select all of this. Unselect that. Group all of that. Release this compound path and then group it. Select all of this stuff, then group that. Okay, cool. So I would love to have a good Star Wars game that I can play. Campaign Terrain says Rocky Horror is great. Oh, I haven't seen it for such a long time. Oh yeah, okay, good. That is another good one. I think that's a catch up. Topic says this weekend I'm starting my real grade full armor unicorn. Then I'm what? This weekend I'm starting my real grade full armor unicorn. I don't know what that means. And on Tuesday it's the doctor appointment. Rat tests are only 53% accurate. Sorry, says Matthew Gross. Well, that's not your fault. Maybe I should go and get a test. Elster Nation has joined us in the chat. Good afternoon, Paul. How are you? Thanks for popping in. It's good to see you. Solvic says I like Clone Wars. I need to turn those chat bots off. What are they carrying on about? I like Star Wars, Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels a lot. I tried to get into, what was the animated one? Was it Star Wars Rebels? I think it's on Prime. Let's, get that out of there for the moment. Jesus. Oh, Star, don't do it. It's not going to be worth it. Go back, go back. Control Z. Cut all of that out of there. Okay, paste it back in. Cool. Now we can cut that out of there. Now we can adjust this brickwork. Bam. Group it. And bring back our Quirtler and send that to the back. Okay. What? Business time? There we go. Alright, so yeah, maybe I do need to go get a PCR test. I did enjoy The Mandalorian. Same here. I'm all for the originals. Heard that The Mandalorian is great too. I do need to check that out as well. I think someone's done a Star Wars mod for Chain of Command. Says Tamsin P in the comments. I wonder why there's gaps in this line work here. Let's go back to our model and have a look. This is the front facade. Okay. It doesn't need to be there because this piece is going in there. Wait. Feel a little bit like Wesley in The Princess Bride when let's just put that back in there for a second. Yeah, we don't need any of that. This can all come out after the Count has leave that one out of there too. Buzzed him in his torture device, you know, where he's all, you know, Wesley's the super brave, you know, Dread Pirate Roberts. We don't need this in here either. Why is this in here, dude? Come on, Viv. That's not me, that's SketchUp. And then he whimpers after he's being tortured. Tell me, how do you feel? And remember, this is for posterity. So be honest. I feel a little bit like that at the moment. Anybody else a Princess Bride fan? Actually, I could watch that right now. Maybe I will. What's the time? 10 past. 20 past 10. Almost time to finish up. We'll wrap up shortly. We've got some good suggestions for some musicals. Arrange into back. Thank you. We will check those out. Let's have a look at the Chain of Command rule set again. I've never played it, but I've read the rulebook a couple of times. Always been a bolt action player. And I know there's mods for both of them. There's a Moderns mod for bolt action I'd like to check out. Be interesting to see the Star Wars mod for Chain of Command. Oh, it's a Gundam, says Solvix. Right, I gotcha. Real grade is the quality and the unicorn is the name. Gotcha. Elsa Nation says, interesting you talk about Star Wars Legion. I'm building a whole bunch of them right now. Well, I've, over the years... Oh, what part was I working on, people? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Yeah, okay, just cut that out of there. I've often wanted to put together a whole bunch of clankers, and then people tell me, oh, you know, it's the kit's so badly designed and they're so fiddly, and what did we just do? What did we just get rid of? We got rid of too much. And so I've never picked any of them up. I think this is the last the part we need to buzz off of here. Have I missed a tiny bit? I have. Let's pop that back in. Oh, I'm losing it. Send this to the back. It's bloody here. Send it to the back. So I must check out both of those mods. I'm very, very keen. I've just stolen 1 year of your life. Tell me, how do you feel? Exactly. Be honest. I would like to play Star Wars Legion, says Solvix. I'd like to play something Star Wars. Just I haven't played Star Wars Legion for years. I played it when it first came out. It just seemed very administrative to me. Very administrative heavy. Oh, we're slowly chunking on. So what do we need to keep? All we need to keep is this bit in the inside, right? So this can all go. This can all go. We need to keep those there. This can go. Just paste back, send it to the back. Just make sure that we're getting the right things. Yeah, okay, we can leave that line. We can. Oh, shut up. What? Ninja slice. Alright, we can worry about that at a later date. Get rid of that and that. It's strange, I haven't been ill for so long. Obviously because, you know, we've been doing nothing or going nowhere for ages. You know, I just know so many people now that the weather is changing. You know, let's paste that back. That's no, we don't. No, stop, get out, leave me alone. Behaving badly. Send that to the back. So many people that I know now have these little colds and stuff. do need one of these just in there. We can probably make one more. Bring them to there. Send that to the back. Oh, right. I'm sorry if tonight's stream has not been very cohesive. Princess Bride is 11 out of 11 potential for best movie. So good. So good. Olevsky says, get well, mate. Don't strain yourself. Oh, we're going so far back to the old school stuff. Campaign Terrain says, as for classic musicals, I'm a huge fan of Pirates of Penzance. Ooh. The Princess Bride and the Pirates of Penzance, two of my childhood all-time favorite movies. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Where can we watch? Where can we watch? I was thinking about this the other day, asking Google questions, and how the whole browser wars and the search engines and stuff wars of yesteryear had evolved. That Google was very quick to identify that people ask questions. They don't search for things, they ask questions, and now it's just become the default. Instead of putting in a whole bunch of keywords to find things, you ask a question: where can I stream Pirates of Penzance? You're able to stream the Pirates of by renting or purchasing on Amazon Instant Video, Google Play, iTunes, and Vudu. All right, so it's on Amazon, hey? I'm assuming by Amazon Instant Video they mean Prime. Here we go, watch it on Prime. Ooh. Maybe I'll have to rent it on Amazon and rip it with a screen capture from OBS. Oh boy. Yes. All right, that's a good one. Thank you so much. I think I've got my musical now that I need to watch. Yeah, amazing movie, amazing movie. So it says I loved the Zorp Star Wars battle reports. They were really, really good. Huge amount of effort. Sad to hear him say that he's probably not going to continue doing those types of battle reports in that style or like that, simply because of the amount of work that goes into it, and how much of that is worth it for the channel in terms of the editing and his revenue and all that sort of stuff. So disappointing to hear that, but yeah, they were amazing. They were amazing. Actually, we've got other stuff in here we can get rid of. We don't need these. No point having engraving lines sitting on top of cut lines, because the laser will waste time engraving those lines and then it will come back anyway and cut them. We might as well remove them. Saves. Wait, what the business town? What the fuck? How the hell did that just happen? There's no point in having those lines in there. We might as well get rid of them. Arrange this and send it to the back. All right, I think we're almost done now with this kit. Let's select all of this. Let's group it. I think we're going to get rid of some. Let's go in here, release these compound paths, group that, come back. Okay, we're done with everything now. We just need this dimension here, which has come from SketchUp, which says that all of the components in this file here should be this wide. And we'll just copy that. Get rid of that scale. Select everything. Now, Illustrator says that that file is only 342 millimeters wide. We need to make it this wide. All of a sudden, everything comes bigger. And that is our model. Let's select this. Select same fill color. We'll get rid of its fill. We'll give it a pink line, because we use a pink line at Knights of Dice for our cut work instead of a red line. I know a lot of people use a red line, but we use a pink line, and you know, there we go. So you can deal with that. That's that. That's that. Why does this not look like a pink line to me? Because it is not a pink line. It is a brown line. Why is that a brown line? It shouldn't be a brown line. It should be a pink line. All right. That's that. That's that. What's happened? Let's go back a couple of steps. Something weird is going on here. Select. Same fill color. Should I just delete that? That's, yeah. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. Right. Yeah, I haven't done these ones yet, right? Let's get rid of that line. We can pop that back in here. And then we've got a problem in here too. Yeah, we can just cut that. And we can get rid of all of that. Paste that back in there. We've already gotten rid of compound paths in here. And we just need to group all of this. Ungroup? What are you talking about, ungroup? Same stroke color. Get rid of its fill. Give it a pink stroke. .001. That's better. Save. Alright, so that's our 12-inch city wall flattened. That's our 6-inch tower flattened. We can save this, close the roads. I think we'll wrap it up there, people. Thank you for interacting with me in the chat there. I might go have a look at this Pirates of Penzance. Campaign Terrain says, don't sweat it, Viv. I'm sad you're unwell, but I'm digging the chill vibe of the stream. I look forward to finding out all about the pink, brown, and red lines if my laser ever gets here. I'm sure it will. If you ever need anything, you know, yell out. If I'm in the studio and you manage to catch a Wednesday workshop where I'm at the workbench and messing around there, and you've got questions, and feel free to duck in on a Wednesday stream as well, and we can have a chat there. I might be able to log in and show you a few things there. Or once your laser does arrive and you've got questions and you're here on a design night, chuck them in the chat and I'll see if I can answer anything. Just to recap before we head off. Right, so what have we done now? These are all the models that we need to do. So we've done the tower and the wall. Let's just move those over here. So we still need to do the 2 stairs, the double stairs, the 6-inch wall, and the gatehouse. I think I might keep working on those separately. Let's get out of here. Thank you for tuning in for my super chill Viv is not very well stream here tonight on Design Night. It's been great to have you with me in the chat. Thank you for putting up with my sickness. Post in the Discord. Oh, the Discord. Let's jump into the Discord real quick before we head off. You might as well have a quick look in the KOD. Here we go. Let's jump into the... where are we? Okay. Better behave bots. All right. There's a few things going on. I don't know what these numbers mean next to my Discords. If these are where I've been mentioned or the posts that I've missed, or I don't know. This is another great show. Get Smart. You know, all these shows from the 80s. Hogan's Heroes and stuff. You know, that's my childhood, right? Get me on Design Night here. Look at this. Did we look at this when we were talking about, you know, more time? Where did we get to? Oh, right, I see. I don't even, works in progress. Oh yeah, I did show some pictures of that. All right, I must put something in here that we can have a little bit more structure towards stuff. So yeah, maybe, what is it? It's design night, right? So chuck up whatever you got in design night here. The state of my desk lately. I think that might have been last week when I was talking about how much I've got no space on my desk. All right, we're out. We're out. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you tuning in. And hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday. Straight off the table, we'll be at the warehouse. We get post questions or stuff like that on the Discord or on Facebook if you want me to go through anything while I'm at the workbench, and I've got all my tools and bits and pieces there. If you want to see me, you know, my take on different sorts of, you know, tips or techniques for terrain building, then let me know. I'm looking forward to doing some scratch bashing there. I took a huge box of recycling to the studio. Well, it's in the car. I need to take it there. I haven't taken it there because I haven't been in because I've been unwell. I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Yeah.